Man, my fellas, we told y'all in introduction we got a lot of stuff we want to talk about today, but the first thing we definitely got to break down is if you wasn't here for the live reaction of the free agency, we're gonna run it back for y'all and give y'all a recap. So we got to talk about the biggest takeaways from free agency. And Joe, you want to start off?
Yeah, so a lot of things happen in free agency. So I'm not going to state the obvious. I'm going to state some things that's in the cut somewhere, right? First one I want to react to: Derrick Rose to Memphis Grizzlies. I thought that was a huge pickup. With John Morant with his off the court issues, which is not an issue in real life. Like far as like criminal wise or something that he's risking his actual his well being, right? But he is risking his career, obviously, because NBA is not having it. Derrick Rose is a professional. He's been in the league for many years. I mean, if you think about it, he was John Morant before John Morant. As far as his gameplay and all that stuff, he was the youngest MVP in NBA history. Their games are similar, both high flyers, slashers, go to the cup. Both of them games are similar. So Derrick Rose could be that guy on the bench that's gonna be in John Morant's ear with Marcus Smart. So that Marcus Smart and Derrick Rose duo mentally for John Morant, I think would be awesome. All right. Another pick I like. I'll give a shout out to my Sacramento Kings. All right. Sasha. Only I know about Sasha, right? Sasha. That's a little chant they do for him. So Sasha was the EuroLeague MVP last year and was one shot away from winning the championship. He reminds me of Peja Stojakovic. The man is a deadly shooter. One thing about we have a good bench last year, right? But we had a good bench when Fox or Sabonis was on the floor. Sometimes when Malik Monk was on the floor with the bench, we still do good. But a lot of times when the bench doesn't have one of those three scores, it gets a little stagnant. The offense gets stagnant. So with Sasha, it opens up the floor a lot more. Like I say, he's a deadly shooter. He is great without the ball. You know how those players in EuroLeague, they like to move out the ball.
That's true.
So I thought that was a sneaky move right there. And lastly, the Lakers. I like what the Lakers did. See, we kind of did similar things with what the Lakers did, right? Not go out there and get a big splash for your starting lineup, like a big splash in the free agency. What did Denver do? Denver got role pieces around Jokic and Jamal Murray and Michael Porter Jr. and Eric Gordon. That's what they did this last all season. They bulked up their bench and their role players, and they got them to the championship and winning the championship. The Lakers kind of did the same thing. They got Jackson Hayes. I thought that was a good pickup, a 7-foot young guy who could come off the bench and help them out. Got Dave's point guard, right? Gabe Vincent, which I thought was a big pickup for the Lakers. I mean, I'd rather have that than Schroeder. I know Gabe Vincent didn't shoot great in the regular season, but the playoffs, his 3-point percentage went up. So he shot way better in the playoffs, and he's a good defender. So I like those two pickups. They kept Rui, they kept Austin Reeves, they kept D'Angelo Russell. I kind of like it, but there's a threat that Gabe Vincent come off the bench, who started in NBA Finals last year. Maybe that put some fire under D'Angelo Russell. So I like what the Lakers did. I like what the Kings did, and I like what Memphis did.
Dave?
Yeah, for me, I think the key thing that I saw was something that we didn't expect, and that was the Bucks keeping both of their players. Chris Middleton and Brook Lopez went right back to Milwaukee. Now, what's crazy is Brook Lopez actually he had a handshaking deal with the Houston Rockets, and then was like, nah, he probably had one hand behind his back with his fingers crossed because he was like, nah, I'm going back to Milwaukee. Um, Now, if that is that gonna pay off for him, I don't know. I mean, he's already NBA champion, so who knows? But I didn't think they were gonna be able to keep both, but they were actually able to keep both. So they still got their core team intact, which is really good.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Another sneaky good move was Dante DiVincenzo going to the Knicks. That helps out because that's chemistry with Jalen Brunson and Josh Hart. They all went played at Villanova together, so that's going to help them out as well. Even though they did trade away Obi Toppin, I still think having Dante DiVincenzo is still a good piece that you add to that team. And then, of course, Houston. Houston made a big splash, giving a big contract to Fred VanVleet, but they also picked up Dylan Brooks, who a lot of people said was going to go play in Shanghai in China. But this man got an $80 million contract. And then signed to Jeff Green, who's now an NBA champion. Jeff Green has been solid with every team he's played with.
Yeah.
So I think that helps him out. That you're putting some vets around the young players. So I think that's going to help out that team a lot. But I also think that this might be the exit plan for Kevin Porter Jr. I think he might be moved soon.
Mhm.
Not sure yet, but I mean, you got Fred VanVleet, Green, and him. I think somebody may be on out. It could just be me. I haven't seen that I heard anything, but I'm thinking that just might happen.
I agree.
Um, and I mean, if Joe said the Lakers. I mean, what do I really need? I feel like the Lakers won free agency. When it comes to everything that they signed, everything that they did, they added all the pieces they needed. They added shooting, they added some good defenders. So I feel like, and then they kept some key players. They kept Austin Reeves. D'Lo is back. Like you said, they got Gabe Vincent. They've been signing players and it's not like Joe said, it's not like a big star, but you've been signing players that you need to fill a lot of roles. And having Gabe Vincent come off the bench is great. I mean, he played on the bench his whole career before last year when we had to make that switch to having him start over Kyle Lowry. But I mean, how many how many teams are going to have Kyle Lowry start right now? Not many, if any. So so shout out to him. And I think another big, I think what surprised me was the deal that Max Strus got by the
Mm.
Cavaliers.
Mm.
I didn't think that he was going to get paid that much. But,
bring me my money.
Yeah.
but shout out to Max Strus, man. One thing I could say about Miami, we may not keep our players, but the undrafted players that we get them paid. Uh, remember, people forget about Tyler Johnson. He left us and got paid with the Brooklyn Nets.
True.
Didn't work out, but he got paid. Um, was it the point guard that you have now,
Oh,
Tomo?
Tyus
Boy.
Jones.
No, not Tyus Jones. He came from the Lakers and then he went to y'all in a trade. I can't remember his name. Short guy. I can't remember his name. But I know he played with us in the bubble. He played good. Then the Lakers had signed him to a big deal. He missed the whole season, and
You got me
then
thinking now.
I know, me too.
he got traded. He got traded to y'all. Um, he got traded to y'all for Thomas Bryant, I think, something like that. I can't remember. I just can't remember his name. Um,
Hmm.
and then and
Kendrick
then
Nunn.
yeah, Kendrick Nunn.
Oh,
Kendrick Nunn. That's what I was talking about. See, that's how you know he undrafted. All of us forgot who he was. He played on my team. He played on my team, and then now you got Max Strus and Gabe Vincent, two other undrafted players that got paid somewhere else to go play somewhere else. Now the only one I think that's going to be able to translate next is Gabe. I think Gabe's going to be able to translate with the Lakers because he for one he has a good relationship with LeBron already. So I think those are the moves that I think are really good.
okay.
All right, for me, the biggest takeaway from free agency is exactly what Dave just said towards the end about the money. Okay, cash rules everything around me. Clutch Sports, they cashed in this weekend. They have cashed in, and also we talked about the handshake deals because look, Brooke Lopez did exactly what we said. Fresh out the gate, everyone will tell you where they're going, but then they'll sit back and they'll talk to their wives and they'll be like, "We not going there. We gonna stay right here in Milwaukee." And that's exactly what he did. He stayed right with the Bucks. But another takeaway is this new CBA. It looks like it's working. They had plans to bring back more parity in the league, and what that is making sure that these smaller markets are no longer bottom
Mhm.
feeders to these top tier teams. And they're like, look, these three max deals, either you're gonna find a way to make somebody take a pay cut, or they gotta go. And also with the teams who want to tank, they like, look, you got to spend at least this much of your salary cap in order for your team, for you not to
Mhm.
get taxed as well. So a lot of teams were just signing people back and also like just bringing in vets here and there, like what the
Right.
Wizards did with Kyle Kuzma. A lot of people's like, why they sign him back? We trying to rebuild. It's not the old days. You can't just leave money sitting out there now. You got to spend it some way, somehow. I loved what the Kings did. I love what the Lakers did. I love what the Bucks did. And when I say that, is more so retaining the chemistry, because that's the big thing. Because if you think about what the Nuggets, outside of Bruce Brown leaving, that chemistry factor. Joe, you said this on a few episodes too about just how teams want to stick together now. Because if you look at the last few teams that won the finals, what if they all had Miami too? They were part of that with the chemistry, even though they let some of their major pieces walk out in Miami. But the chemistry, you got to keep that there. You got to keep it, because other than that, what super team is really wanted? Suns, they're trying some things, but for me, the biggest takeaway is more so now we got to see NBA franchises actually do work. GMs have to go out there and make deals. They have to actually sign players. All that tanking to get number one picks is not working no more. You got to spend that money, and you got to spend it wisely.
I think another big surprise was Bruce Brown going to the Pacers. I don't think anybody saw that. That was crazy. That was a good pickup for the Pacers, but I did not see that. I thought he was going to go back, or maybe even go to the Lakers, because the Lakers is another. Yeah, he got paid. He went and got paid. So I understand it, but I did not see that happen.
Yeah, I think the two biggest surprises is this: Bruce Brown, like you said, and Westbrook getting paid what he getting paid.
I don't think that was a surprise. Though.
Well,
no, I was surprised.
I didn't think so. I agree. I didn't think he was gonna get $8 million. I thought he was gonna get like maybe 8 million. I thought he was gonna get maybe 8 to 10 million a year. I didn't think it was gonna be a total $8 million over 2 years. I thought that was gonna be a little bit more. I was shocked that he only got paid $4 million a year.
That goes back to what I was saying about the CBA, man. And I think that run with the Lakers kind of messed him up. That run.
Yeah, I think it was that run with the Lakers, and then how he did help out with the Clippers. Don't get me wrong. But his production wasn't necessarily like, wow, like, yeah, you deserve to get paid 8 to 10 million. Now he did have some key moments in the playoffs where he played very well. I think he had a game against Memphis in the regular season where he had like 36 or something like that. He balled out.
Picture came from.
Exactly. That was one game out of like 20 that he had with the Clippers though. So it wasn't a big wow for him to really get 8 to 10 million. Now it's Russ, top 75 player ever. So you wouldn't expect him to get that low. But like I was saying in the NBA chat, if you pay the $2.99 and get to the NBA chat, you would have seen this. But what I said was I get it because I think it was a video sent by Steven Jackson where he talked about players getting paid, and some that don't really care about the game and some that do. And I don't like to compare their careers because they're two totally different players. One was like I said, one's top 75 and one's like a pesty good defensive player. And I was talking about Pat Bev. Pat Bev, if you look at him, he gets 110% all the time. He plays hard no matter what. He's going to hustle on both ends of the floor. And not everything he does leads to winning, really. I mean, and he got the league minimum. And it's based off of his production. It's based off what you did last year when they project you to be. Are we projecting Russ to go back to his triple doubles? I don't think so. So
he can get 10, 10, and 10.
Hey, real quick, shout out to Kevo. Another super chat from Kevo, man. Shout out to you, man. What's up, fellas? Hashtag R2L. Shout out to the Mavs. Hashtag MFFL. Mavericks, right? Isn't that Mavericks? What's that?
Fan for life.
Mavericks fan for life. There we go.
Yeah.
Shout out to the best D-line in the NFL, Washington Commanders. Sounds like. Shout out to the best D-line. I'm mess up his y'all. Shout out to the best D-line in the NFL, Philly. Hashtag Philly Dogs. Hashtag Fly Eagles Fly. Shout out to TK Sweets and Treats. Hey, look, if you want some sweets and treats, cakes, cupcakes, stuff like that, hey, banana pudding, that was bomb. Hit up Kevo and TK Sweets. TK Sweets and Treats. And shout out to the chats. I'm surprised he didn't put his other hashtag up there.
Hey, for all my vegans out there, he got vegan recipes too.
Yeah. Hey, speaking of
Thank you for staying to the end. If you're watching this on YouTube, please like this video, subscribe, and also hit that notification button so you can be notified next time we put out a video. If you're listening on any podcast platform, subscribe and hit that notification button, y'all, so you can be notified we put out another podcast audio. And last but not least, hit that share button. No matter what you're listening to or watching it, hit that share button and send it to somebody that you know that would love to watch this episode you just listened to. So once again, thank you for staying to the end, and we'll see y'all in the next episode.